I hope you're doing well on this Friday, June 19th. It's a historic day of freedom, or at least the knowledge of freedom, known as Juneteenth. If for some reason you don't know what Juneteenth is, that's okay, but I do encourage you to do a little research today and learn more about why this day is important. I also hope that as we make our way through June that you're getting some summer sunshine and finding quality Sabbath rest. These past few months have been challenging for many of us in a variety of ways. There's been a lot going on in the world and in our own homes, and we've all had to change and adapt and respond. So it's really important that we are paying extra attention to our own well-being. But even if we do all the right things, sometimes pressures can catch up to us anyway. Sometimes we feel the weight of the world on our shoulders. Sometimes we feel overwhelmed with what we have to do or the roles we need to fulfill. Sometimes we just feel anxious and we don't even know why. So if you've ever felt that way, or even if you do right now, I want to encourage you by reminding you of a story of somebody who felt inadequate when faced with the task that God called him to do. That person is Moses. Moses is, of course, extremely well known for leading the Israelites out of slavery in Egypt and through the wilderness to the edge of the Promised Land. But even though many of us know the full story, we often forget how he stumbled toward great leadership, how he even tried again and again to turn away from it. So I want to highlight the story of the burning bush in Exodus 3 and 4. God has just told Moses that he wants him to go back to Egypt and tell Pharaoh to let his people go. But Moses isn't very excited about this calling. In fact, he's pretty anxious and unsure of himself, and he says, "Who am I that I should go? And what if they ask me what your name is? And suppose they don't believe me or listen to me?" And every time, God gives him an answer, and the answer still involves him going to Egypt. And then in verse 10, Moses makes a final attempt at getting out of this. Moses says, "Oh, my Lord, I've never been eloquent, neither in the past nor even now that you have spoken to your servant. I'm slow of speech and slow of tongue." Then God says, "Who gives speech to mortals? Is it not I? Now go, and I will be your mouth and teach you what you are to speak." And then Moses, just overwhelmed, abandons all of his excuses and resorts to begging. "Oh, my Lord, please send someone else." Have you ever felt that way? Even if you love all of the roles that you fulfill in your life, there are always those moments of, "Oh, Lord, please send someone else." But still, God doesn't let Moses off the hook. God said, "What of your brother Aaron? I know that he can speak fluently. He indeed shall speak for you to the people." Instead of letting Moses back out, he sends him Aaron. So I guess in a way, God did send someone else. And God knew Moses. God called Moses, already knowing his strengths and weaknesses. It's not like it was a surprise that Moses wasn't the best speaker. And yet when Moses' fears and anxieties get the best of him, God grants him a teammate and sends him to Egypt just like he had planned to do in the beginning. And so I wonder, when our fears, our anxieties, our insecurities get the best of us, do we back out? Do we make excuses? Do we stop moving forward? Or do we take a step back, take a deep breath, and ask for help? We need each other. And so I hope you are taking opportunities to seek help when and where you need it. Who will be your Aaron? And I hope that you are reaching out to others, meeting them in the desert to help them speak words they can't quite say themselves. Who will you be Aaron for? We need each other. So as we continue forward this month, through this summer, through whatever is to come, let us love each other. Let us support each other. Let us hold each other up and speak and share swiftly words of encouragement, truth, and deliverance. Have a wonderful, blessed weekend.